The 70s gave us hard igniting the airwaves with Barracuda, Boston lifting spirits sky high with More Than a Feeling, and T-Rex strutting through glam with Get It On. But that was only the beginning. From iconic anthems to overlooked gems, these are 10 forgotten 70s rock songs that deserve a comeback. Number 10, So Into You by Atlanta Rhythm Section. Smooth, smoky, and endlessly hypnotic, that's So Into You. Released in 1977, it arrived at a moment when Southern rock was expanding beyond grit and guitars into something sleeker. But I could not catch your eye. ARS crafted it like a warm night drive, steady groove, polished vocals, and just enough mystery to keep you leaning in. Legend has it the band fine-tuned this track in long late-night studio sessions, chasing the perfect fusion of rock and soul. And when that shimmering guitar line hits, you can almost see the neon reflections on a rain-soaked highway. Back then, FM DJs loved it. Teenagers slow danced to it. And yet somehow it slipped through the cracks of classic rock rotations. Today it still feels timeless, the kind of song that turns any room into a smoky lounge at midnight. If that was thunder, the next one is lightning. Number 9, Ride Captain Ride by Blues Image.
Rolled off of the ship, and here's what they had to say.
A sun-soaked slice of 1970 rock, Ride Captain Ride feels like a postcard from a more adventurous world. Blues Image were Florida kids with West Coast dreams, and this track captured that wanderlust perfectly. A shimmering mix of organ swells, soft percussion, and a chorus that drifts like a breeze coming off the ocean.
To ride along to another shore.
The story goes that the band built the song around a simple keyboard riff, then spun it into a psychedelic tale about 73 sailors setting off toward freedom. It wasn't meant to be profound, just imaginative, yet listeners connected deeply with that sense of escape. Turn on the track today and you're back in a rust-colored Camaro, windows down, radio crackling as you chase whatever's waiting past the state line. Though often overshadowed by bigger hits of the era, it still feels like one of the decade's most inviting daydreams, a journey worth taking again. Turn the dial up and this next track sets the sound on fire. Number 8, Cherry Baby by Stars. Now this is pure 70s rock electricity. Stars never quite hit the commercial heights they deserved, but Cherry Baby, released in 1977, shows they had all the pieces: sharp riffs, swagger-drenched vocals, and a chorus that could have filled any arena from coast to coast. By most accounts, the band fought hard in the studio to balance their glam rock glimmer with a tougher, street-level edge. You can hear that tension in every beat-sweet melody riding shotgun with a gritty guitar crunch. It's the sound of denim jackets, cheap speakers rattling in the back seat, and teenagers convinced rock and roll might actually save their lives. Though they built a loyal cult following, the mainstream never fully caught on. But play Cherry Baby today and you instantly get why fans still swear this track should have been massive. It's catchy, confident, and overflowing with that unfiltered 70s attitude. Different cities, the same rebel heartbeat. Our next band carried the torch. Number 7, Magic Man by Heart. Before Heart were household names, Magic Man was the spellbinding track that first hinted at their full power. Released in 1975, it blended hard rock bite with a dreamy, almost mystical undertow, Ann Wilson's vocals soaring over guitar lines that felt equal parts thundercloud and wildfire. The story behind it is just as evocative. By most accounts, the song was inspired by a real-life figure connected to the band. Someone whose influence loomed large in their early years. That emotional weight pours through every note. FM listeners in the mid-70s remember the moment this track came on, that deep synth swell, that slow burn rhythm, that voice lifting you out of whatever world you were in. It didn't explode instantly, but it carved out a devoted following from a loyal circle of fans who recognized they were hearing something special. Today, it still hits with the force of a first revelation, raw and thrilling. And here's your teaser. One of the top 3 songs literally saved a career. And the story behind this next cut still sparks debate among fans. Number 6, Couldn't Get It Right by Climax Blues Band. A late-night groove disguised as a rock tune, Couldn't Get It Right slid onto the scene in 1976 with a sound unlike anything else on the radio. The band had been grinding for years, searching for that one track that captured their identity. This slick, funky, blues rock hybrid was born almost by accident. The song feels like headlights cutting through fog, that pulsing bass line, the clipped guitar stabs, the laid-back but urgent vocal delivery. It was the soundtrack for long-haul drivers, midnight diners, and every lonely soul glued to a glowing jukebox. New York City took me with the tide. Despite its success at the time, it somehow fell out of rotation, overshadowed by louder 70s anthems. But spin it now, and it's undeniable. Cool, rhythmic, perfectly crafted, a reminder that sometimes the quietest hooks lodge deepest. Mood flip, we've rocked hard enough. Now for a slow burn anthem that hit the gut. Number 5, Dreamweaver by Gary Wright. Climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train. Floating in like a warm cosmic breeze, Dreamweaver became one of the most hypnotic moments of the mid-70s. Released in 1975, it broke from the guitar-heavy landscape by leaning almost entirely on keyboards, shimmering layers of synth that felt like they were lifting listeners right out of their bodies. Gary Wright reportedly wrote it after a deep spiritual awakening, and that sense of calm, searching wonder saturates every second. Fans remember hearing it late at night, bathed in the soft glow of dashboard lights or lying on bedroom floors with headphones on tight. It wasn't bombastic, it didn't roar, it drifted and somehow hit the heart harder because of it. While the rock world rushed headlong into louder and heavier territory, this gentle, spacey anthem carved out its own lane before slowly fading from mainstream memory. But give it a fresh listen today, and it still feels like a doorway, serene, hopeful, luminous. Quick pit stop if these classics still give you goosebumps. Hit like so more rock fans find this. And stick around because the top tracks are the ones that truly define the decade. Number 4, Jane by Jefferson Starship. If the 70s ever had a song that kicked the door open with both swagger and polish, it was Jane. Released in 1979, it signaled a turning point for Jefferson Starship as they embraced a slicker, punchier rock sound. From the very first second that explosive drum hit, that strutting guitar riff, Jane, commanded attention like a spotlight snapping on in a dark arena. By most accounts, the band was eager to evolve, and this track became their rallying cry. There are stories of the group pushing hard in rehearsals, chasing a tighter, more modern edge. And it paid off. The soaring vocals, the slick hooks, the churning rhythm section, everything clicked. Back in the day, you couldn't help blasting it from car speakers, windows down, heart rate soaring with every chorus, yet somehow, over time, it slipped out of the classic rock spotlight. But crank it now and it still sounds bold, bright, and absolutely unstoppable. If that was a shot of adrenaline, the next song is pure midnight mystery. Number 3, Salisbury, by Uriah Heep. Epic, orchestral, and wildly ambitious, Salisbury stands as one of the 70s most daring rock journeys. Released in 1971 as the title track of Uriah Heep's second album, it stretched far beyond the typical rock formula, blending sweeping horns, dramatic crescendos, and soaring vocals into a full-blown cinematic experience. Legend has it, the band wrestled with the sheer scale of the piece in the studio. They reportedly clashed over arrangements, tempos, and how far to push the orchestral elements, but that creative friction sparked something magical. The final product feels like standing on a windswept cliff at sunrise, a mixture of danger, beauty, and raw emotional power. Older fans remember lying on thick shag carpet, letting their speakers shake the walls as this track unfolded minute by minute, layer by layer. It was too bold to fit neatly into radio playlists, and over time, it faded from mainstream awareness. But hear it today and it still hits like a revelation, fearless, majestic, unforgettable. And here's the twist. One of the top 3 songs literally saved a career, and we're getting close. If that was grand and stormy, the next track tightens the focus with gritty, street-level heat. Number 2, Rock Candy, by Montrose. Lean, tough, and built on one of the heaviest grooves of the early 70s, Rock Candy is the kind of track that made garage bands across America say, "We need to learn this one." Released in 1973, it captured Montrose at their rawest, a blistering combination of Ronnie Montrose's guitar firepower and a young, hungry Sammy Hagar at the mic. According to band lore, the riff came first with a thick, muscular stomp that practically shook the studio floor. Everything else followed. The thunderous drums, the gritty vocal grit, the molten solo. It's the sound of sweat-drenched club nights, cheap beer, and amps pushed to their absolute limit. Though it became a cult favorite among musicians, it never rose to the radio heights it deserved. Over time, it slipped into the shadows, remembered mostly by diehards and guitar heads. But crank it today and it holds up with shocking strength, pure, unfiltered, blue-collar rock and roll. Our number 1 track split critics at release, then conquered the world. Number 1, Go All the Way by Raspberries. Few 70s tracks have a story as dramatic as this one. When Go All the Way hit the airwaves in 1972, critics didn't know what to make of it. Some called it too polished, others too bold, and a few stations even hesitated to play it due to its daring lyrical wink. But listeners, they went crazy for it.
I never knew how complete life could be.
Eric Carmen's soaring vocals, the punchy guitar intro, the sugar meets grit melody all hit with a rush of adrenaline that felt like teenage rebellion wrapped in perfect pop rock craftsmanship. By most accounts, the band fought hard for this sound, drawing from British invasion harmonies and American power chord muscle to create something refreshingly new. Fans remember cranking it on cheap stereo systems, windows rattling as the chorus exploded into those unforgettable harmonies. Over time, it slipped out of major rotation, but give it one listen today and the magic is instant, vibrant, youthful, absolutely alive. If that brought back memories, tap like and subscribe to keep the classics alive. From arena-shaking anthems to forgotten gems, these songs prove why rock's golden era will never die. Next up, 10 forgotten 60s rock songs that deserve a comeback. It's waiting for you on screen.